In this video introducing basic concepts from the WAGI curriculum, I'm going to introduce the idea of Tanden. Now, you may be familiar with this if you practice martial arts. It's generally considered to be the lower Tanden, that is considered to be the center of the body in the lower abdomen. But it's sometimes defined as an area about 3 inches below the navel, but inside a little bit, sometimes defined as a point, a very small point, but it's very difficult to describe in words. However, in Kyogen, that is in WAGI, we have a method for finding this tanden in a very precise location and a very physical feeling of exactly where it is. And we use tanden breathing for this, Tanden Kokyu. The thing about kokyu or breathing methods, most people who say take a deep breath will inhale first. But all this is chest breathing. It doesn't penetrate deeply. And the word kokyu in Japanese means exhale and then inhale. So in WAGI, we exhale first, not just exhale, but exhale completely to the point where we are almost completely on an oxygen fast. And we hold it there for a while. And when you do this, I'll demonstrate in a moment in a standing posture. When you do this, your perineum tightens up and you can feel the lifting sensation for in the lower abdomen, where at least for men, it's in the lower abdomen, and it has a physical feeling of coming up from below to about here, and then a very tight, it might be the size of a golf ball, it might be the size of a pachinko ball, or even smaller, but it's going to be right here in the center of the body, behind the front of the body. And it's kind of a lifting feeling. Now, at the same time, when you're exhaling, we make a sound of hoo, hoo. As it lifts, the diaphragm also lifts. And then when you inhale with the feeling that energy is going down your back and expanding your, not your rib cage, but your abdomen. So in all directions. So you can feel it going out here. And then in that case, the diaphragm flattens, but it still centers on the tanden. Now for women, apparently it goes higher. The anatomy is different inside for a woman, and it's possible to bring the tanden up to here. So in Japan, men often tie their obi or their belt very low, and women sometimes higher. Maybe that's partly related to that. So if you're a man, it focuses here. If you're a woman, it comes in like this and more to the solar plexus. Now, if you watch the first video, you can see that we were standing in with the proper jiku, or center axis. So we fold the hands over and we place the hands here, bend the knees, and lower the body about 1/10 of your height, or maybe the height of your head. And in this position, we will breathe out. Feel it tighten, get higher, and come up to about here. And then we inhale through the nose. Down the back, expanding here. The exhalation is longer, maybe a count of 8, and the inhalations maybe a count of 4. But when you hold the breath with and enter what my sensei Shigeyama Sensaburo sensei calls an oxygen fast, the cells in your body, particularly on the inner muscles in the inner leg and the back of the leg, which are also under some stress because of the way you're standing, the mitochondria inside the cell experience kind of an urgent call for oxygen because they're not getting enough of it. And then when oxygen does come, it just floods the whole body, and you may find you work up a light sweat even though you're not doing anything, even though it might be a cool day. And this is what's happening is that the mitochondria are sometimes multiplying, but they're taking the oxygen and converting it to energy and distributing that energy all over the body. So it's actually quite invigorating to do, even just a few times. So I'm going to demonstrate also how you can use the exhalation with sound. So I'm going to add a volume. It sounds a little bit like a siren, and you're going to bring it up in volume, not in tone. You're going to bring it up in volume, and at the very end, you pull it back up. Anyway, I'll just demonstrate. So you breathe out. That's the Kyogen voice projection, and it carries quite a long distance. It can carry some 27 meters. They used to perform in front of the shogun or the daimyo, who was seated quite a far distance from the stage, and their voice had to carry that far and be projected to the audience. So this is a simple explanation of Tanden Kokyu, or Tanden breathing, and I hope you will practice it as part of the WAGI techniques. And we'll go into more detail on some of these in additional videos.